Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and more. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Today, we have to talk about the latest episode of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. And I know I've complained every single week about some of these couples. Luckily, some of these couples are bringing it, and unfortunately, there are still couples that are just giving us fake storylines. And I'm saying this to the producers because I know the producers watch these recaps here on YouTube and they get their notes on what they want next season. Look, what we don't want is Yara and Jovi. I know they weren't in this last episode. We don't need Brandon and Julia. Speaking of Brandon and Julia in this episode celebrate their wedding / Brandon's father's 70th birthday. Their whole issue with having this birthday / wedding celebration seems like a non-factor. Why don't you guys want a little celebration or a little mention of your wedding? Oh, because you're on a show and you just need some sort of conflict, which leads to a conversation about them moving out. And the father always makes sense to me. He's like, Brandon, you've never paid a water bill or rent, whatever it may be. And he's like, yes, I have. Yes, I have. No, you have not. And when you did, you didn't actually pay rent. You paid a bill. Brandon is clearly not ready to move off the farm. We know that. We know that they're using this sort of as a storyline, showing some sort of conflict between Brandon's mother and Julia. I'm still bored. They could have cut this scene out and I would have been okay with this episode. Brandon and Julia trying to move out on their own. Julia's not working. Brandon clearly is not able to take care of both of them. Mind you, he's making money off of this show and he's living rent-free. I'm not interested. Brandon and Julia, may this be your last time ever on 90 Day Fiancé, any version. And I don't want to see them on Pillow Talk. Maybe Pillow Talk, because I think Julia might be funny watching the other couples. So maybe on Pillow Talk, but not on this show. Brandon and Julia at the 70th / wedding party situation. I didn't realize their officiant was so cute. How you doing? Anyways, speaking of fake and phony, Libby and Andrei. I know last week's video, I completely forgot to talk about them. And I said to myself, you know what? They weren't worth talking about. And this week's episode, they weren't worth talking about anyway. They're still talking about this fight on the boat that it was so fake. But seeing Libby come out in her nightgown while Andrei, who I think is hot, was working out, only thing I could think of was her and her only fan situation. And I'm just thinking to myself, oh, did she just film something and came out? Oh, God. She is so fake. She is so fake. 90 Day, another couple. I don't want them on 90 Day Pillow Talk. I don't want to see them ever again. Not interested in their family. I used to believe in this story. I said this multiple times. I am no longer interested in seeing this couple on the show. And what we see coming up next week, I'm not interested in them in an RV. I get you have to produce a show during pandemic, but you couldn't do better. I literally have a friend that just got married in Morocco to a man she was trying to bring here, but they denied his visa. Damn it, I wish they could have filmed her. But look, Libby and her sisters have a conversation talking about the fight, and she's still mad. I don't get it. I don't care. I don't care about Libby and Andrei not getting along with the family anymore, because now you guys are forcing it. Previous seasons, like I said, I believed it. I believed there were clearly issues with the family. I don't believe it anymore. I believe you guys want to check. The fact that you guys are on OnlyFans, the fact that you guys are just trying to do anything to make money, and we hear all these kind of stories and allegations about the family and how they make their money. I'm not getting involved, and I don't want to get involved anymore. 90 Day producers, you don't want to get involved anymore. Don't bring them back. Okay. Sorry, I get impassioned when I talk about these shows. Speaking of not bringing back, who do you think I'm going to talk about? Joking. I know. Angela, this episode really didn't have a lot. She had to quit smoking because she would like to have the gobble situation removed. And also she doesn't need to be smoking while she's healing from the surgeries she's already had. And her doctor says this to her. So she's trying to think of different ideas, edibles, She's thinking of going for hypnotism. She goes for hypnotism, and I just love. She's just funny. She's just naturally funny. At this point, she's saying that Michael hasn't been supportive. He's been giving her the silent treatment. I think that's all for TV. But I still enjoy Angela because Angela goes outside to have her last cigarette. She goes out to have her last cigarette, and she's telling the producers and cameraman, "Can I have this by myself? My last supper by myself?" I hope Angela has quit smoking. I know that can be very, very, very hard. Not that I know personally, but you know what I'm saying. I've heard it can be very, very hard. But I enjoy Angela. I enjoyed her this episode. She didn't bring a lot, but she still was fun to watch. She did not bring a lot, but she was fun to watch. I love her interaction with everyone. And there wasn't a lot this episode. The one couple that did give us a little something this episode was Tiffany and Ronald. Tiffany and Ronald, as you know, Ronald's in South Africa. It's around the Christmas season, and Tiffany is considering going to South Africa for Christmas. She tells her mom. Her mom clearly does not like Ronald, maybe because she knows everything about their relationship. And that's why sometimes, folks, you can't tell your parents or your friends all about your relationship because then they're judging you, and then you get mad for them judging you. With that being said, I get why Tiffany's like, I can go there for Christmas, but I'm not going to go there and spend 3 months. But I also understand where Ronald's coming from. But if you're going to come all the way here and spend that kind of money, is he not going to buy the tickets? Spend that kind of money and you stay for 2 weeks if you can spend 3 months. But remember, she moved into this new apartment. I'm just sort of like, you moved to this new apartment. You're paying rent there, but you're in South Africa. I get it. You're separated from your family, but she's saying that she's not really able to do it. Even though I'm not sure what kind of work she does besides her Instagram influencer stuff. You could do that from anywhere. I think she personally does not want to be in South Africa. And if that's the case, girl, you need to be honest. You need to be honest with him. But she did say that she did not want to stay that long. If it was me, and if I was truly in love with this person, I would stay for that long, especially if I could technically do it with the kind of work that I do. That's just me personally. But this is a story that not that I enjoy watching, but it's interesting enough. It feels realistic enough. I do think Tiffany is struggling with the relationship. Remember, he was reproved. We don't know what the next steps are going to be. I know he has this interview. Not sure if he passed his interview or if he's even here in the country. It'll be interesting to see if we get to go to South Africa to see that whole situation play out. I love it when we go to another country. Kalani and Asuelo. This was probably the most awkward episode to watch of this couple. I said to you multiple times that I feel as if Asuelo, and look, I'm no doctor, but a doctor has said he seems to be emotionally unintelligent. And there seems to be some deficiencies there. I don't know if it's true or not. It just comes across that way on the show. We've heard that they don't sleep in the same bedrooms. We're hearing in this episode part of the reason why they don't sleep in the same bedrooms is because she's still breastfeeding. Okay. I don't understand. I still don't understand that. But in this episode, it seems as if they're trying to rekindle their relationship. And rekindling their relationship makes it so awkward for all of us to watch this. This episode was so awkward to watch because they kept on talking about their sexual relationship. And it was just like, you already know, we consider him a man boy. She's raising 3 boys instead of just 2. And he's one of her boys. He's definitely not the man of the house. He comes across very childish and, like I said, emotionally unintelligent. So them talking about sex, them going to the sex shop, them talking about sex in front of her mom, and them, it was just awkward to watch this entire episode. But at the end, they do have a serious conversation on how they're going to move forward in their relationship. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't see it for this relationship. Isn't he the one that she lost her virginity to him at 28? So maybe she feels an obligation to him, but I feel like their issues are far greater than just him being immature. I think there's a lot more going on. And where is his mom and sister? I feel like they are dragging this out. I like to see them because I'm tired. This episode of just all talking about their sexual relationship was awkward. I was not interested. It was funny at times. I will say that it was funny at times, but it felt like every time they went to the scenes with them, it was like, are we still talking? We're still talking about that with them? Oh, Lord. Let's talk about Mike and Natalie. Mike and Natalie, I know they're one of those people that they took from 90 Day Fiancé last season to 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. I wasn't a big fan of that, but Mike and Natalie's situation, definitely last week was a really great episode of them spending Thanksgiving together, and Trish versus Natalie. Well, it seems as if Natalie is done with Trish. She accused her last week of calling her hooker, but she never addressed it with her. She never said, "You called me a hooker." There was no audio or any video of the mom saying this. But I honestly, for what I need to believe that the mother did say it. So they're about to leave, and she's just like done with her. She said she spoke to her mother in the Ukraine, and her mom said that's just not acceptable. So Natalie is refusing to speak to Trish, and Mike is getting upset because he's a big mama's boy. Natalie is just done. But I do feel, I have to say, in this particular episode, you know, I'm usually, not that I'm usually team Natalie. I'm not team anyone in this particular situation. I'm team the porcelain pigs in the cabinet. But this episode, I have to say, Natalie was immature. Natalie, look, you sitting in the car, refusing to speak to them, and then standing, waiting for them to go up the escalator so you didn't have to be near them. I didn't like it. I felt like it was definitely immature. You should have just confronted her and said, "You said this about me and I didn't like it." Period. I don't think the mother is nice. As we already know, the mother tried to ask Tamara to stop the wedding. It sounds as if the mother's the reason why Mike decided not to get married initially. And Mike is defending his mother. I also don't feel like Mike ever has Natalie's back. And I understand why he didn't have her back in this particular situation, but I feel like it's as if he never has her back. And it's very creepy. It's very creepy. I know he's probably just a mama's boy, but it's always a little weird with him and his mom. It's always a little weird. But I can be passive aggressive, so I can kind of get where Natalie was coming from. And if I was as annoyed as she was, I might do something like that too. And as I said to you before, if my fiance's mother had said that and I found out about it, first of all, I don't even know if I wouldn't go to her house. I would like, we need to stay in a hotel. But I hope that's not the situation. I hope that's not what I ever have to go through. But next week's episode seems like it's going to be somewhat interesting. It's going to be some more Mike and Natalie drama. We're going to see Yara and Jovi. It seems as if Yara has some sort of health scare. No offense, Yara. Just not interested in the storyline. Just not interested. Brandon and Julia, bored. And finally, Asuelo and Kalani, they had the conversation where she tells him that she went to the divorce attorney. I'm not that excited about next week's episode. 90 Day Fiancé, you guys need to work on this. This is not a good thing. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, every Monday we drop by Up and Adam's YouTube channel to do a little 90 Day Fiancé as well. So be sure to check us out there. I'll post a link in the description of this video. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out when there's breaking news, when we go live, or when we upload.